And as was mentioned, a Center of Excellence in Nuclear Security between China and the U.S. has been launched in the southwestern suburb of Beijing. It is an example of the cooperation between the two nations in the nuclear field. Yang Zhao has more.
The China-U.S. Nuclear Security Center of Excellence, began operation on March the 18th. It's a compound with labs, exhibition areas, classrooms, and test sites. The facility is used to conduct research and train staff from China and other Asian nations on issues such as the security of hazardous nuclear materials and protection of reactors from attacks. It is the largest nuclear program financed by both the Chinese and U.S. governments. It is also the largest nuclear security center in the Asia-Pacific region. U.S. Energy Security Ernest Moniz attended the opening ceremony in Beijing.
Most recently, we opened a Nuclear Security Center of Excellence. Our Secretary of Energy, Secretary Moniz, was in China last week to celebrate the opening of that Center of Excellence. Our Secretary of Energy brought engineers and scientists from 4 of our national laboratories to China last week, from our Los Alamos National Lab, from Sandia National Lab, Oak Ridge National Lab, and our Pacific Northwest National Lab for the opening of the center. And we will be collaborating with our Chinese partners to identify the best opportunities for strengthening nuclear security going forward.
The center can train some 2,000 people per year. China is responsible for providing the site, construction, operations, and administration, while the U.S. will provide equipment concerning nuclear security. The center came after 20 rounds of negotiations since leaders from China and the U.S. proposed its establishment during the nuclear summit in 2010.
But this has been a really strong effort in terms of strengthening nuclear security, in terms of particularly now at this what we call this transition summit, where we are looking at how do we capture the successes from this summit and make sure that they transition to after the summit into the future and maintain all of the great work that's been accomplished to date. So by having this Center of Excellence established by China is a way in which we can help, it helps us to feel confident that, that China and other countries in the region will continue to strengthen the efforts to secure nuclear material in the future, and of course, importantly, train the people who are very important, the scientists, the technicians, engineers, and everyone else who play a role in nuclear security.
The center serves as an example of nuclear security cooperation, not just for China and the U.S., but also for the entire Asia-Pacific. Yang Zhao, CCTV.